Good morning, YouTube. Well, the sun is shining and life is good in Mexico. I'm not going to be in Mexico for a while. In a few weeks I got to drive that Suzuki north because it has to leave the country. I got all of the mechanical stuff done on it last week, and it's currently in the paint shop getting a brand new paint job for its trip north to South Dakota. We had all kinds of ideas about taking that thing north. Driving it is going to be difficult because it's not that comfortable for a long trip like that. And we got old backs, and we'd probably need to take a chiropractor with us. But at this point, we're kind of like looking forward to just making a road trip out of it and taking our time and actually driving it up there. I thought I had a guy to tow it, but that's not working out. Another thing we joked about doing was just getting it up to Texas and pulling off onto a rest area off the freeway and waiting for a motorhome to come by that didn't have a tow. And then kind of, holding out our thumb, and when they agreed to give us a ride, we'd say, well, actually we have this car we want to plug into the back of your motorhome. I'd actually do that. But I don't think anybody's probably going to take me up on it. So we're going to drive it north. But I'm sitting here this morning waiting for Lynn. She's at the dental office. And I was thinking about that video I posted last night about the donate button, and I alluded to a trip we had to Morocco. So I thought I'd tell you a little bit about the trip to Morocco today. We went to Spain, to the Costa Del Sol for a couple of weeks, and we were staying in the Hotel Triton. It's on the Mediterranean. It's a beautiful place, a 5-star hotel. You can Google it. And one of the things we did was we bought a tour package to go down to Morocco. So you take the bus, and I think there were about 10 of us in the tour, and you go down to Gibraltar, and then you go on the ferry boat, and you go across the Straits of Gibraltar and across the Mediterranean to a little town on the north coast of Africa. And when you get to that little town, you're not actually in Morocco yet, because somewhere back in history, I don't know the history of it, might have been hundreds of years ago, Spain never ceded the town to Morocco. So when you get off of the ferry, you're still in Spain. And the tour bus has to drive all the way through the city before the tour guide takes all of your passports and goes to the customs office and gets you okayed to go into the country of Morocco. And once you do that, you drive through these big Arabesque Moorish arches, and right on the other side of the arches, then you're in Morocco. And right there, the bus pulls off the road, and there's a couple of camel jockeys, a couple of guys that are going to give tourists a ride on their camel. So the first two people off of the bus are my wife Lynn and another lady that we're traveling with named Lisa. And they get on the camels, and the guy asked for 25 pesetas, which is like a quarter. And they take them in a little circle, like, not much more distance than would be around the bus, and he comes back and holds out his hand, and he wants $1. And I'm thinking, well, why is it 25 cents for the girls to ride and $1 for me to ride? But that really wasn't the case. The deal is that you don't get off of a camel until it kneels down. So it was 25 pesetas to get on the camel and $1 to get off of the camel. Well, Elisa, she's athletic and a horse person, and she just slid off the camel and went and got on the bus. And the camel jockey, he had a willow switch, and he went over there and he's whipping the bus and going, I hope that wasn't actually Arabic, because I would have no idea what I'm saying, but it sounded like that to me. Well, it was at that moment that we realized that our tour photographers weren't just photographers, they were bodyguards. And they came off of the bus and picked that guy up and carried him out into the desert a ways, and apparently explained to him how the world was going to work that day. So Lynn and I got back on the bus, and tour guides got back on the bus and went on down the road. Nobody else got to ride a camel that day. And after that, you drive through a whole bunch of desert until you get to the city of Tangiers. And I gotta say, that's the most foreign place I have ever been. And I'll tell you some more about Tangiers tomorrow. Thanks for watching, and please subscribe.